did want to give a shout out to one guy that's here, Mike McAvoy. Come on.
Yeah.
This whole thing was really Mike's idea.
It was.
And brilliant. I mean,
All right, Mikey.
I mean, when you hear a good idea and everybody jumps on it, then you know it's a great idea.
To represent Coach Mora, we wanted to go with Sergio FC.
Is this my size? We got you and you small.
So, you know, to talk about it because of what he meant to all of us and to me. And, you know, he was a unique guy that he was not only a great coach, but he was a great player, a great husband, a great father, a great man. I've never ever heard anybody say anything cross about him, which is kind of unusual in the soccer world. There's usually bickering among coaches and some put downs, and this team and that team, never with Coach Mora. And I really enjoyed playing with you guys every second. I enjoyed his tutelage. Of course, John and I were great friends in high school. And
tell us a story.
There's got to be one. There's got to be one.
Implicate myself. And coaches of the year don't do that.
Deny.
Yeah, Mama's doing
A lot of those that are here, and it just, you guys were we were all family. I didn't have any brothers. We were all family, and we were talking that we'd lay down in traffic for each other. And I slept at all your houses, and you guys, it's a great thing, and I hope whatever happens, it doesn't matter. This is pretty important, and I hope we can do it again soon. And I hope nobody gets too hurt.
All of us, and I'm so thankful that we're all here together. I was telling somebody I haven't laughed so much in a long time, and it's good for your heart and good for your soul. So there's only a couple things left to do: is have a great weekend and win a soccer tournament. So it's great seeing everybody.
We're gonna win.
We're gonna win.
Yeah.
We're second.
Really good.
Numero uno.
Come on, say it with me.
Numero uno.
Okay. So I want to thank my wife Stacy and our family for being here. I know a lot of people have a lot of family here. Thank God the game's out till 12:45 tomorrow, first game. So I think we have definitely two games, and then we'll play a third game after we win the first two at 9:15 tomorrow night.
Take it! Look at Ray. All right, somebody take Ray's spot. Put it in, Ray. You ready, Mills? Come in!
We just got to finish our chances, all right? On offense, make sure we have levels.
Keep coming up. All right, keep coming up. Step. Get back. Time. Hey, ref! Corbin! Come on, bro! Come on, man! Shut the hell up, man! Watch the It's us! Space there, Brian!
Could you imagine?
You can fix that. Time! Hold!
Was first introduced to Coach Mora through his son John when my mom was a single mom, and I would spend pretty much every day, every night over at the Mora residence. Coach Mora became my dad growing up. He was my father figure. He treated me like a son. He would discipline me when I needed to be disciplined. He'd pat me on my back when I needed some encouragement. I followed in his footsteps and became a coach. There's not a day that goes by that I don't use one of his speeches or tactics or something that he did with us while we were growing up to make us better individuals and better young men that I don't use. That is where he influenced me so much. He was a father to me. I miss him. He's always in my heart and always on my mind. We have 17 of his former players here. Some brought their families, and they get to see who Coach Mora was without meeting him. To be able to wear a shirt that commemorates him and says Sergio FC this is easily by far my favorite, most favorite jersey I've ever played for. I keep saying he's a father figure to me. He was to everybody else, which made us not teammates. We were brothers. Some of these players I haven't seen in 25 years. It's like I haven't seen them in 25 minutes. We just connect right away, and it's a fantastic weekend. So I'm so proud to be a part of it.
1, 2, 3. Sergio! Eric. Carrier. Johnny Brooks, if you can. Okay. He had more. Easy. George. You, Alex. Alex. One more push. Easy, George. Yes. Management. Back your left. Go on. You got it. Come two. Yeah.
Go on.
Sergio was our coach, and not just the players trusted him, but the parents did too. I was thinking about that this morning. And he trusted us a great deal. I remember playing for him. I had previously played with some teams that didn't win a whole lot. They weren't that good. And so when our old teams would go on tournaments, you know, we'd have the guaranteed Friday games, but usually we would lose, wouldn't be playing on Saturday, definitely wouldn't be playing on Sunday. And so, you know, that's just how it was. But when I joined Sergio's team, I remember the first thing I remember is when he would say, hey, the tournament is this weekend, book your hotel. He meant book your hotel. He meant book your hotel for Friday night and book your hotel for Saturday night, because we were going to be playing on Sunday. So that always struck a chord with me, just how much faith and confidence he had in us. And the feeling was mutual. We really had a lot of faith and confidence in him as well. And with my own kids, you know, they get their gymnastics schedule at the beginning of the year. And, you know, they have regionals and nationals. And I tell my wife, I said, let's book these meets, because I'm planning on going to them. I just always had a feeling that I was included on his team. I think all the players, you know, really liked each other. We all liked Sergio. It was just such a good feeling. And here we are this weekend playing in this tournament. And, you know, I don't think you would see this with a lot of other kids that played together 25 years ago in high school. I think it's pretty unique. And I think we got to give all the credit to him for that. By bringing us together, and that's exactly what his goal was and what he did. He brought us together, not just, you know, as soccer players, but as friends and people who cared about each other, people who spent time with each other, spent time with each other's families, and you know, we were always looking out for one another. And that's just the kind of man that Sergio was. He was a great family man, a great father, a great husband, and those are the kind of things that I want to be.
Dave! Intraphonus will be your subs. You guys are two in the back, okay?
Oh, stay!
Pulled it out.
I think back that at that age you don't really look and think about what's going on. You're going 100 miles an hour forward, and you're just hanging with your buddies. You're playing a game. You're doing what you need to do, and it's just all fun. I think that was the biggest impact of my, being an adult and looking back and seeing how fortunate I was to have Coach Mora, all the coaches that I played for, but most specifically Coach Mora, and teaching me a game that is much more advanced than I thought it was.
We were always joking around, and he would crack a laugh with us, so forth and so on. And I don't know if somebody's brought it up, where James Nobile, we were getting our stuff out of the U-Haul trailer on one of our tournaments as youth players. And I guess James was the last one to get his out of the trailer, and we shut the door. We shut the door on him, we locked the door, and Sergio got us all in the van and was on our way. I guess we just probably drove across the parking lot, and finally somebody had told him to stop because we were laughing so hard. I mean, he laughed with us. He got mad at us, but he was one of us, and I don't think we would have let him go down the highway with James in the back. But that always sticks out. He was just our coach, our father figure, but he always felt like he was one of us. He would get out in the field and play with us, and we know he played at a high level, and I think that's what made us respect him even more.
And I just see that face, that smile, and it kind of makes me smile. So that's it.
What I think of Coach is generosity and love and respect for people, and that's just how I felt when I was around him. He just felt like you were important and you were special.
Well done. Do it. Let's go. Oh!
Hey, Rocco, you're faster on your...
He's the head of officials. Oh! Johnny, tell him, huh? Johnny! All right! Concentrate.
I like it.
Like do 3 minutes.
And well, I'm the biggest menace of all, and I've been a menace always, trying to bring attention. And well, Sergio always had patience with me. I think the worst thing that happened in my life was that nobody really understood how to discipline me and how to help me and how to mentor me. So I really appreciate what Sergio did when we were on the team. Really, I never heard a scream from him, regardless of my attitude and whatever things I did and whatever pranks and jokes happened. He's just a very understanding man, and just always mentoring me and walking me through the game and showing me, talking to me about life, comparing with the game. So I remember him with con mucho cariño, con mucho cariño. So man, I love you guys. I love playing with you guys. I love the team. Miss Sergio a whole bunch.
JV!
Allie, help him back post!
Well done, Doogie! Oh, I love it!
Hold it! Let it go, Brooksy!
Go, Josh! 5-on-4!
Take it!
Step to that, Conrad, step to that! Man on! Alex, stay! Out wide. Pressure that ball, Rovers! Go, David, I got you! David! Oh.
Every one of these guys on the team is really a collection of memories to me, and over time those memories fade. When we get back together, like we do, they come back and it just really washes over you. I mean, it was almost overwhelming at the barbecue on Friday night to be in the company of so many of my teammates, because there were so many competing memories and so many competing emotions, and that's what made this weekend so special. You know, I think my dad would have been incredibly proud of these guys this weekend. He would have got a kick for sure out of seeing everybody, out of seeing some of the same guys with the same bad habits, out of seeing some guys like myself who maybe used to be pretty fast who are not so fast anymore, and seeing kind of the adjustments we have to make on the field. He would have loved to be here, and you know, I know that more than anything he would feel a great sense of pride in the sort of human beings that this team turned into.
Hey, quit yelling, we're trying to do an interview over here.
Well, don't you need the background noise to make it sound real?
No.
Mind if I go out there behind you?
You go ahead. These guys are morons, aren't they?
No, they're great, man. It's cool seeing you guys. It's inspiring.
Oh boy.
Do things like that. I also teach them, you know, respect the high school you play for, respect the club you play for, and then is he right there?